table topics, but there are two things I'd like to do before introducing Aline. The first is to share with you Peter's remarks. We just heard from him about something that was maybe a mixture of bliss and horror and disappointment. In response to my question, Peter said this. This is from a Native American poem. Why do I go about pitying myself while all the time I am being carried on great winds across the sky? Isn't that a beautiful sentiment? It's amazing. So Aline is going to facilitate our table topics. And before she does, you may already know this or you may not have any idea, but for Aline, summertime bliss means this: checking out what's blooming in my garden. Perennials are always changing, and sometimes nature puts things in places that I didn't even plan on. So that's always a delight. And now it's my delight to introduce to you Aline.
Hi everyone. Well, lots of people have roles. It's going to be a challenge to find people who don't have roles. So hopefully I do it. Johnny, would you be willing to come up and talk about the most exciting thing you've ever done on a vacation? Doesn't have to be a summer vacation.
Also, Johnny, may I?
Yeah. Sure.
Another part of table topics is you can follow the suggestion, or if you want to change the subject, that's also permitted.
Okay.
So,
I just want to say I would like to, but can I just do the next one? Just like
A different one?
like after maybe because you have 4.
I do.
Yeah, can I do the 4th one?
Sure.
Thank you. Yes, allow me to.
yes, to warm up and see the other pair.
Okay.
That's a great suggestion.
Ramiro, you don't have a role, right? Would you come up and say what is the most exciting thing you've ever done on a vacation? Not necessarily a summer vacation.
Well, I think that the most exciting thing that I have done probably is going to the ocean and see people that are happy or seems to be happy in the summertime, and that is something special that you don't see in the winter. I find that very interesting to see people enjoying summer. And another thing that I enjoy is I went to North Carolina this past week, and to see the jellyfish. I never picked up a jellyfish before, and it's so amazing to see how many creatures we have. It's so impressive. And to run around the beach, the long beach, with trying to skip the crowds and trying to step in the singing sand. That is very, very, very good and relaxing. So that is this.
Thank you. I had an experience with North Carolina crabs that is politically incorrect. I won't tell you about. Okay, let's see. Mary Alice. I mean, I have to pick people that have roles because
She's a timer kidding us.
yeah, I'm well. I have to pick people. Everyone has roles.
Does Leslie have a role?
Leslie, do you have a role now? Leslie, would you like to say what is the scariest thing that's ever happened to you in the summer?
Actually, this is or not. I guess I would call this almost an ecstatic moment. years ago, I was crossing Lake Champlain on a ferry, and I saw a group of goslings and the adult geese with them flying, just taking off and flying across the sky. It was sunset, the sky was this beautiful kind of lavender into pink color. And what I saw was really kind of puzzling, because normally when you see geese flying in the sky, they form a V. We all have seen that. But this wasn't that. These geese were lined up with the young goslings flying in a straight line. And about every 10th bird, there would be an adult flying along their right side. And I wondered, and I said, what's going on here? And I got an answer from one of the adult geese. And he said, flight lessons. And I said, well, I mean, the geese are already flying. They're flapping their wings. They seem to know what they're doing. And he said, no, that's just the basics. If you're a goose, you have to fly long distances. They need to know how to find thermals. We teach them how to feel the ruffle of the wind under their belly feathers. That's one of the secrets of flying long distance.
Well, one more, and I said it should be Mary Alice because the timer can do it.
Okay.
So there you heard from Robert.
Okay. Mary Alice, would you come up and tell us if you have ever had a vacation disaster?
What about Johnny?
He said he wanted to do the fourth
He
one.
didn't want to do it.
No, he said,
What did John say? John said-
No, he said he wanted to be towards the end because he's a guest. He wanted to see. Very
smart.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. So next will be Johnny. Is that okay, Mary Alice?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so
Okay.
see if you have any vacation disaster stories to share with us.
Okay. The thing, first of all, thank you for this. Yeah, I think at this moment, the thing in my mind may not be a disaster, but it might be very meaningful to me. So 11 years ago, next Thursday actually is our 11th anniversary when my wife and I we met each other. So 11 years ago, when I was a grad student in upstate New York, so I went to hiking with our friends and my wife. So she's a undergrad student in Syracuse University. So and we don't know each other. He just happened to join the team, and then we went hiking in Highland Park, which is 30 minutes south to Syracuse, New York. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful thing. So and we basically we just work together and we talk to each other, and it's made a very good memory. And after that we start dating, and then 2 years later we married, and now we have 2 lovely kids, 1 boy and one girl. So it's a very good memory for me.
Vacation disasters.
Thank you.
Do we have time for one more?
No.
No, that's it.
That's it? Okay.
A round of applause for Aline. Table